It seems like despite pulling out of the Tory leadership election last week, Boris Johnson has some unfinished business when it comes to frontline politics. Now let's talk about what Boris did last night. Oh yes, the Westminster bubble is still buzzing, considering that the Tories are still uncertain about their new dear leader, Rishi Sunak. Some MPs are unhappy already. There is a tradition now in Westminster where you change party leaders and prime ministers every month. And I'm very excited to see who we're going to have by Christmas. That joke aside, Boris Johnson has been a busy bird because he's been going around. He had a drinks reception event party thing with his supporters, with his Boris backers, and to thank them for all the support that obviously they've shown until now, and to reassure them that he's not going anywhere. He said that he will fight to protect his legacy. And of course, a lot of assumptions is that, well, in case Rishi Sunak fails to protect the Boris Johnson's 2019 legacy, which is quite interesting considering we just got an update earlier and I'm waiting for the confirmation. I'm waiting for some sources to get back to us, which I'll be doing a video later on, which is about the speculations around Rishi Sunak completely making it the mother of all U-turns on all the pledges, everything that he and his team basically made. Boris Johnson might just be waiting just on the outside of the tent for the right opportunity. Boris Johnson, according to Stephen Swinford, said Boris Johnson made clear to his backers that he will not be leaving the political scene. He will have more drinks events in the coming months with those who backed him. Now, of course, he also said that, by the way, the Tories will win in 2024 because we've got the right ideas, blah, blah, blah. I can't do it, Boris Johnson. But, of course he has to say that. That's a classic Boris. He's the eternal optimist, but who managed to mess up his own premiership. Well done. But the other thing that Stephen Swinford said is that what Boris does in the coming months and how he seeks to protect his legacy has ramifications for Sunak and the eye-watering decisions he is about to make on the economy. It's quite interesting because when you're prime minister, usually everybody's coming after you, including your own cabinet colleagues, and that's exactly what happened to Boris Johnson. And one of those cabinet colleagues were Rishi Sunak, who was waiting in the dark to come out eventually. Now the roles have reversed. Now it's Rishi Sunak as PM, who's basically just he's on his toes. He's basically always panicky, waiting for one mistake to see if Boris Johnson is returning. It could happen. Now, if the country is ready for another Boris, that's a whole different argument. And all the Tories and the Labour supporters are just doing their own tribalism. That's why this channel, it helps to not be on either side. I'm not a Tory. I'm not Labour. I'm not anything basically. I'm just basically just trying to remain objective and try to hold all sides to account. We should just be on the side of the populace. That's the only way we can actually remain logical and rational. Let's take a quick break. I'm going to come back in half an hour. We're going to talk about Chris Bryant, the Labour MP, because he's now been exposed for lying and misleading Parliament. The one thing that he was always against because he is morally superior as a member of Parliament. Subscribe to the channel. And my Tousi and we are the media.